Hi, everybody, and we are live. We are here today to celebrate and launch the amazing book that Madison Tanner brought up to the world. It is Holly June. Holly Takes the Big Apple. It is the cutest book ever. I love this book. Don't let my daughters hear that I said it's the cutest book ever because, they have books too. But it is super cute. They love it. I will tell you, it is mother and child approved. The girls liked it. They thought it was so cute. They want to go meet your dog now. Um, apparently we have to plan a trip to Arizona. But I really enjoyed it thoroughly, and I love the little messages and lessons you have hidden in the story. So cute. So, Miss Madison, can you introduce yourself to everybody watching and let them know who you are, where you're from, and what was your main inspiration for this book?
Yeah, so hi, thank you for that, Heather. My name is Madison Tanner Clark, and I would say, the co author of this book because the real author, she said, is this little thing. This is Hollywood June. She's my inspiration. She is my 20s dog, which I have seen on TikTok being like your like soul dog, the dog to get you through all the bad breakups in your life, all the craziness that your 20s threw at you, like college, all that fun stuff. So she's been my little soul dog, and there is really no other way to honor her and the kind of legacy and love that she's given me in my life than to write a book about her. And yeah.
I love it. Now, this starts out, we don't want to give the whole book away because we want people to get it, but it starts out that she is from Cuba and she goes to New York. So, where did that come from? I know that it's not a secret, but you went to New York after high school and stuff too. So, did you get her when you were in New York? Like, is this where you and her came to cross paths, or why New York? Why is it Takes the Big Apple?
Yeah, so Holly's breed is called a Havanese. And if you break it, Havana, they're actually the only dog from Cuba. And so I kind of want to pay homage to her background with them being such a rare breed, or a rarer breed, and not very well known, and to really captivate the culture of Cuba. The longer that I've had her, the more that I've learned about Cuba and their historical context as well as their cultural. And so I wanted to, kind of separate the two. And yes, New York is where I did get her. She actually came from Hungary, from Budapest,
Wow.
and flew over to Connecticut. And then from Connecticut, the person brought her down on a train to the dog daycare I was working at in New York. And so the first day I got her, we were at a daycare. And today we are at our very own daycare here in Mesa, Arizona, right outside of Phoenix. So I just wanted to really showcase how different life can be for a child, where they may come from a completely different background to where they are now, whether they be a military child, have to move for whatever reason, um, or going from even homeschooling to public school, just whatever, a big change in their life that's essentially two different cultures to them,
Right.
to show that no matter where you come from or where you're going, you're still going to make friends along the way, and you're going to have a good time doing it. It's going to be difficult. You're going to have your own train of thought and moments of, I'm not good enough to be around these people, or just I'm too different. And that's really the basis of the whole series for See You Soon, Holly June, is that there's going to be so much differing opinions, differing worldviews for these dogs, because in each book will be her meeting a real life counterpart of her real life dog friend, and in different places that either I have lived in or she has lived in. And so I'm very excited to kind of showcase those two, like the juxtaposition of just a completely different world you come from and a world that you are now living in. So that's,
Yeah.
I mean, what different is what's more different than New York compared to literally any other place? So it's
Very true. It's its own culture there. And I love that that's the perspective, because what's so funny is that everybody can take something different from a book. So like when I had the girls read it, I'm like, what did you get from the book? Right. And, one of them says it's about friendship, and so that's what, the 6-year-old will take from the book, right? Is that it's friendship. And then the 12-year-old, I'm like, what did you take from the book? And she's like, to be authentic and to be true to yourself and to others. So the fact that, there can be several different messages, and then like what the message that you're putting there, and then there's these other little lessons. But for the most part, they just love it because it's cute little dogs and they get to watch the story, right? So,
Yeah, that's the appeal for the children, is like it's
right.
puppy dogs. At the end of the day, it's puppy dogs. So
So you could have written this book not in a children's form and made this book about your connection with her and vice versa, and like the travels that you guys have done. What made you choose to write a children's book?
it's funny because a lot of people have asked me that, because I'm not the biggest children's person sometimes, and I love my niece and nephew very much, and I have recently, probably, well, now it's been probably a year now, I have been a Sunday school teacher for my church, and it's really matured me in different ways. Humbled me is probably the more appropriate word, but it's matured me into having that kind of patience with children, and understanding that they don't have the kind of scope that we have when it comes to, like, no, everything's going to be okay, like
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about this, or yeah, it's a big change, but change happens. But they don't comprehend that right away. They don't know that right away. And so it was really understanding where the kind of disconnect of your child brain, of like thinking that the world's going to end just because you're moving houses, but it's, as adults, you're kind of like, it's a hassle, but it's not that big of a deal. Like, okay, we have to move neighborhoods. And so learning from a children's perspective that things can be a very big deal to them, and then kind of going back and thinking, I mean, I was 20 in college thinking this and this and this was a huge deal. Whenever now I'm 27, I'm like, why did I stress about that? And I think we can say that about any point in our lives, of like, just kind of overreacting in our own sense, where later on down the road it literally did not matter. And so that's another big way of wanting to do the children's book instead, because I think children kind of need that push to understanding that you are going to come from a different background than your best friend, and they may not have what you have, and they may want what you have. It's essentially the grass isn't always greener on the other side kind of stories, and just kind of appreciating, one, what you have, where you come from, and that as long as you are yourself and you're kind to others, you're still going to have friends at the end of the day that love you for who you are.
I like the part that you wrote about like her saying, do you want to try Cuban food? I'm like, I want to try Cuban food.
Oh yeah, and it was so funny. It was probably 3 months after I got her. I moved apartments in New York, and I ended up moving right across from Sophie's Cuban restaurant, which is what I reference in the book. And I used to take her all the time, and it was awesome, because I'm like, I have a Cuban dog. I should probably know what Cuban food is, and I would just bring her in, and they would love her. So it was, yeah, it was fun.
So we've been waiting to tell you a few good things that we thought you should know since you're the author of the book. And we all came on today to support you. Like the gang's all here, literally. Because we just thought it was such an incredible idea that you came up with. So before I tell you the news, though, it's a series, right? So how many are in this series?
I think it's 7 total, including this one. So I think there's 6 more. Yeah.
Okay. So as of today, you hit bestseller in 10 categories in the USA. Woohoo! You are hot new release, number one hot new release in teen and young adult fiction about values and virtues in the Kindle store. You are number 2 hot new release in teen and young adult fiction about self-esteem. You are number 4 hot new release in teen and young adult fiction about values and virtues in the book category. And of course, we'll provide you with the rest, but that's really incredible. So congratulations to you.
Thank you. Oh my, that's so cute. I love those categories though.
Yes.
Oh, it's so fitting. I love it.
So I think when you were talking about, like it is talking about virtue, it is talking about friendship, it is all those incredible things, and you nailed it in so many different ways. But it's also like I was telling before you came on, I was telling the girls, like, this is something that my grandsons could read and fully comprehend, like what the message is there. So not to mention the illustration. Can we talk about the illustration, the illustrator of the book? They're adorable. Like, they are just so cute. So cute. So tell us about your illustrator.
Yes, I could talk about this girl all day long. Her name is Lexi Hagen, and I met her a little over a year ago at church, and I thought she was ditching one of her classes. So I was like, "What are you doing? What's up?" And she's like, "Oh no, I'm just drawing. I was just waiting for class to start." And I was like, "What are you drawing?" And she showed me a couple of cats, actually, ironically enough, that she was drawing on her iPad. And I was like, do you know how to draw dogs? And she was like, yeah, I've done a couple. And so I was like, well, do you have any? Let me see. And so she was looking, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, maybe like tomorrow or something, do you think you could draw me like a white dog or something? She's like, sure, yeah, I'll send it to you. And so I was like, she doesn't know this yet, but I have been wanting to write a children's book for Holly, based off of Holly, but I cannot draw or illustrate or do any of that kind of stuff because I am terrible. I have an art degree, but I have never touched any kind of art before in my life other than to study it. But so I just, as soon as I saw it, I was like, so listen, I'm going to talk to your parental figure, and we're going to get something figured out, because I think this is God's way of being like, I think you both need each other right now, and it has turned into a beautiful relationship. I love her dearly. She's 16. She's got her license, and now she has illustrated a book, and she will continue to illustrate the rest of the series. So,
wow, that's so awesome. Well, congratulations to her too.
yes.
Please send her our congratulatory love for it. So you are already a national and international bestseller. So how does it feel to hit that again?
It's, man, it's almost like, not to say this in a narcissistic way, but I felt like when I hit those, it was with you guys, it was with other women, and I'm like, based off of these other women's stories and how they write, of course, that's nothing. That's gonna be easy for us. With me, just being me, I was like, I don't have anyone to fall back on. I don't have any other like kind of like minds to bounce, like to kind of, at least mine's mushed in the middle. You don't have to read mine in order for this to be a bestseller. And so this being just 100% all me, it's been a lot more intimidating, because it's like, okay, well, here's my heart on my sleeve and my dog. Hope you like it. And it's just, that's pretty awesome.
Do you still feel like the unstoppable woman?
Oh yeah. And even back then, whenever we had our interviews then of asking what makes us an unstoppable woman, and my answer was and always will be, I'm not her yet. I'm continuously becoming her. And this is just one of the many things that I've always wanted to do to get to that point, to become her. And so it's just like having that realization of, okay, she's right here. And it's like, it's very scary, because I don't feel like a real adult yet at all, and I have my own business, I have my own things going on, and it's like, this is still fake adulting. I swear to God it is. Like, there's no way this is real.
I love it.
I would love to hear Angela's perspective on this, because of, well, just everything. I feel like she has some interesting insight on all of this.
Me? Oh, which part? I love the book. I have two kids. I have a boy and a girl twins. They're going to be 8 in June, and they really enjoyed it. I love the way the messaging comes across and the subtle messages in it. No, what I was smiling about is I was like, heck, I'm 42 with 2 kids and I'm still fake adulting, so don't worry. I was like, oh no, I'm still fake adulting. So it's okay, you got this. But no, I love the way the story is told and the way the messages are conveyed, and I think it's amazing how spot on it is for kids. Like, it is in their language. It is, beautifully written and really, speaks to some important things. So I mean, Madison's been a pleasure to work with, so that's been a plus too.
Oh, Madison is hilarious, first of all. Like, that's my little wild child. I've met her in person, like actually got to hug and squeeze her and see her in all her forms. So, and exactly what you see is exactly what you get, which I think this book, for those who truly know her, like, this matches her to the T in every way possible. So we have mad love for Maddie, and have since we met, which has been almost 3 years.
I know.
About that today, I was like, oh my gosh, like, we have been following you, watching you, and just be, like, you allowing us to be a part of your journey has been, such a blessing and such a beautiful thing to watch. Like, I remember one of the first times that me and Adriana had talked to you, and you were literally moving, like, you were picking up and moving across the country. And then here she comes in the middle of her move. She attends the book stuff in Vegas, and like, she just, like, anyone who knows who they should be truly honored to be a part of this. So, and I could totally see you being a Sunday school teacher. Like, that is like not a shock to me. I'm like, that just confirms what I already knew. So I'm so proud of you and so happy for you. I'm excited to see where this leads you, and I know that this is just the beginning, honestly. But the book is incredible. The illustrations are gorgeous. You did a phenomenal job, and I'm just very, very proud of you.
Thank you so much for that. And I know it's been a whirlwind journey. Literally, whenever we were writing, becoming an unstoppable woman, I was moving to North Carolina. Whenever it was published and we started the book tour, I was moving back to Arizona from North Carolina and stopped in Vegas and had to do the book tour there. And I was so excited to finally meet all of you. And I am just forever indebted to you guys for always taking a chance on me, for always believing in me and being my biggest cheerleaders for any venture that I do, even outside of She Rises, that you guys are always there for me no matter what I post online and what silly things I'm up to.
We got your back. We got your back. Don't worry.
You're always there for my performances, and I appreciate it.
We got you. We got Holly June. We got it. We got it.
I have one question for you.
Yes.
What is the thing, that you hope comes from all of this? Like, what's the number one goal that you have, whether for this book or just the series in general, that you really are hoping to see come to fruition?
So, I mean, I love that because it's one of those things that I get to really hone in onto my skills because I'm a writer by default, and we live in such a messy world right now. We live in a world that is easily captivated by the negatives, and it's so easy to go askew anymore. And I just hope that this book serves as a reminder to children and the parents that are there reading it and purchasing it for their children are reminded that childhood should be simple. Childhood should be filled with joy. And it's something that negatives come and go, yes. And the hard conversations are going to happen, yes. But this book and the series of this book is to remind children when they go into school, when they go to think about what they want to be when they grow up, when things are happening within the home, that this is a book that they can turn to feel warm inside, to remember that the bad days pass, that it can be a bad day, but it's not a bad life. And to always remember that as long as you are who you are and express kindness and being genuine to others, and truly trying to love others where they are at, because they're loving you where you're at. If you see both sides of that coin, that this is going to produce more well-rounded children in the world that need a little more stability in that kind of sense. Because I'm not a mother. I'm not a mother, and I'm not going to walk around and try to explain how mothers should parent or anything like that. But it's one of those things that I hope helps remind even the parents of, I don't need to be so harsh about this. They want to do this. I should support them in doing this. And they feel insecure in this realm. And that's kind of my fault because I can't provide X, Y, and Z for them. And I don't want them to harness those negative thoughts. I want them to read these books and understand that their child is still given the opportunity to have light and joy throughout any kind of downpours that happen in their lives and in the parents' lives. And that this is, again, just a bright light that can help them find the joy and simplicity that it is to be a child again.
So, so you encompassed in this first one, culture, virtue, being insecure about saying where you're from, what you had, what you didn't have. What do we get to look forward to in the next one?
Yeah, so the next one is, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for it. The next one's going to be mostly how I'm trying to think of a way to express this without giving too much away. But it's prefacing how, oh my goodness, I'm getting a phone call. I'm so sorry. That wanted to.
They're calling because they want your autograph.
They're calling because they want the real details on this. They said, stop being around the bush. We want to hear the real details. It's essentially all about how it's a little based off of my experience with She Rises, and how when women work together, that they can accomplish pretty much anything.
Wow. All right. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Wow.
Girl power. It's going to be with her bestie Piper from New York City. So.
Oh. Wow.
Nice. Love it. Excited.
So, Adriana, can you please share with the world where is the best place for anyone to get their hands on this book?
So it is still ebook format. So go on Amazon. It's really easy to find. See you soon, Holly June. And in about another week, we're going to have paperback release. So just jump on over to Amazon. Purchase that book. It's only $1.99. The story is amazing. Illustrations are amazing. So congrats again, Madison.
And I would say, I would challenge anyone who has children, like make it something fun to do, read together as a family. It really is a great family read. It's a topic, it gives you several topics to talk about with your kids, and it's just the illustration is just incredible. So, and then are you making any appearances locally in Mesa, or where can people find you there?
So at the moment, no. We might have something in the works for my hometown of Globe, Miami, Arizona, where someone has offered to do a book signing for me down there. But that's still in the works. But at the moment, I am busy running my dog daycare, Desert Pups, in Mesa, Arizona. But anyone out there in Mesa, Arizona that wants to do an event, I am happy to. Thank you.
Yay! Well, congratulations, Madison and Holly June. So, is there anything that you want to say before we leave today?
if you don't buy this book, Holly won't have chicken nuggets, and her life source is from chicken nuggets. So please, just even McDonald's, the cheap ones, please.
Aww.
But no, it's been absolute pleasure to write this book and have my girl for inspiration. And she's always been such a kind and gentle dog, and we call her Cat Dog because she doesn't really dog much, but she cats a lot. And she's just a sweet soul. She has friends all around the world, and I'm just so lucky to have been chosen to be her fur mama. And I just want the world to kind of feel, oh, she's bored from mommy talking. But I just want the world to feel the love that I get from her through this book. And so I just love peace, joy in the book. And that's the main theme and main feelings that I want from it.
So everyone get the book. You can get the book and read it on the plane. It's a great travel accessory for children, something for church, something for home, something for school. All the kids are out of school right now for summer. So, like you can actually make this book a lot of fun, something to do, with the other kids. So I don't know. I just would say everyone get the book, read it, follow the series, and support, the kindness that's coming from the book, the message. So congratulations.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you and always in awe of all of you for what you do and how you help women like me around the world. So thank you.
Aw. All right. Bye, Holly June.
She said, I'm out.
I know. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Make sure you get your copy today of See You Soon, Holly June Takes the Big Apple.